I think Nina's at a beautiful point in life where she's made a clear decision, and between her and an ex-husband, they're going their own separate ways. And she's left with a really big dilemma about where I live, how I start to actually operate moving forward. And her story is not unusual. There are a lot of women who are in divorce scenarios. The house has been sold because no one can afford to keep it. And it's life-changing. The psychology is probably one of just getting on with it and needing to move forward, because at the end of the day, everyone needs a roof over their head. So it's how much the consideration is of all of the factors that need to be thought of is difficult to actually sort of know for somebody. But she's got a past and a very clear set of decisions that she's trying to take, and you can see so clearly in Nina's story, a story of seeing that owning a home is a really good thing to do, and she's got FOMO. I'm out of the market, I need to get back in, I'm missing out. There's market growth here of 1.7%, but some of the conversation doesn't then talk about, well, what are the costs of actually owning that house? And is it really advantageous to jump back in right now, or would an alternative be a better way to go? Nina's got a really clear case of siloed thinking, and it's in effect it's a beautiful phenomena that we all have. We love to revert to what we already know. It's easy, it doesn't challenge us, we don't have to think about it, and it allows us to keep moving forward and doing other things. It's a highly emotional time, divorce. It's a very difficult thing to get through. Maybe some of what's happening with my money is not the big thing that's driving most of my day. I want to put that down here, not think about it, spend time on it. And so as such, I go back into my silo, which means I just try and repeat what I've actually already done. Maybe it worked for me then. Maybe it was a good thing. So there's a bit of a confirmation bias sitting behind it. With any form of bias, as humans, we've been innately wired we have heuristics, and we use these as a shortcut. We do it so that we can do something else. So if you've ever ended up driving and you're 10 minutes down the road and you kind of come back and you wake up and think, whoops, there's that whole 10 minutes I just missed, that's because your brain's busy doing something else. You've already shifted gears. So imagine a world where you're Nina, you've got kids, you're running your own photography business, you're really quite busy. So anything for Nina going forward needs to be easy, compelling and fast to grab her attention and to assist her to actually move forward in a way that benefits her, her family, and then of course maybe enables her to look after herself for time to come. The way that she could actually be helped is to actually come in very clear and early with good decisions and ideas to actually help her, but not making it too hard. So don't tell her the whole absolutely everything, because my read is that's not necessarily fully of interest to her. This is, what would other people like her have done? How have they benefited? And probably importantly, how have their kids benefited too? So showing her that other people like her have actually gone in separate ways, and sometimes very surprising ways. Because at the moment, she's got one way. She knows one thing. It's back to that sort of silo of, this is what I know, I'm repeating it because it's easy and I can do it. So it can't be made harder. Still needs to be very, very easy and actionable, and showing, maybe even for the kids, how else it's actually benefiting everybody in the longer term. Everyone likes to save a bit of time, and maybe you start to flip the what's in it for me and the why. If you have a bigger property and a bigger envelope, that means you've got a lot more to look after, a lot more to service and a lot more cost. So maybe you just talk to someone in a way that it's not actually just about the dollars, it's actually about the hours and what other lifestyle things could kick in that are then coupled with the other strategies around perhaps where that purchase is made. She'll be right is a very, very clear underlying psyche across all of us. The short term now is way more important than some contingency where for some humans you weigh up the risk and you immediately think this is the way I should do it. Others have actually weighed up the other 95% and classically it isn't going to happen to me. And look, they have a 95% chance they might be right. So making sure there's a very clear reason why that resonates with these people that don't want to think about long-term distant things that might not happen is how financial advisors can actually protect people. Most financial advisors probably all have these types of insurance, but understanding why others don't is the thing they need to actually do. For some, it might be that the coffee and the latte is more important than actually making sure they've got income protection for the possible chance they might get sick. Usually it's a complex question in terms of everyone's reasons why, but Nina demonstrates such a clear sense of wanting to give her kids a great place to be still and create that ongoing future family home that for her is now different than it was in the past. So to me, there's an immediate instant why sitting with her that potentially could be worked from. And that is making sure that once you've invested into this new place and space, it's always going to be okay. And what financial packages are out there that make that an easy thing to actually do? Have I yet to see the home loan that actually makes that an automatic part of actually taking out a loan? And what other things are the industry actually doing that just makes this such an easy choice? It's not something that you're then trying to bring them into. So they're the sorts of things I'd be suggesting we could do. For a financial advisor to try and overcome something like siloed thinking, the client who just keeps wanting to do what they've always done, the easiest path forward is to give them a direct line of comparison. So in her story, Nina comes out and uses that 1.7% growth rate in the suburb where she's looking to repeat her pattern and go back and invest just as she has in the past. If you want to use a strategy to go forward and overcome that bias, what you actually need to do is use that first scenario as scenario A. You then need to have scenario B and C, but get them at a level that's very simple and giving a comparison straight across a bottom line like that. So scenario B, it's a thing that someone else has done. It's a case study showing Nina what she could actually do, but then also giving her another example of another person who's done it and how they've come out ahead 10 years later, directly comparing against what she knows she can already do, but keeping it really easy.